Hey everybody. As I start this video, I'm looking out the window and it's snowing outside, which I guess nothing should really surprise us at this point in this month, but there you go. Didn't see snow in the forecast, so really missed being together this Easter Sunday. I know that in spite of the fact that we couldn't all be corporately together for worship, I hope that still was a worshipful time for you and for your family, or maybe if you gathered with a small group, and really hope and pray that you profoundly experience the presence of the risen Lord on Easter. I wanted to take a second today in this video to talk about something that I'm sensing in myself. I certainly am hearing it in some of the conversations I'm having with people, and it's this pressure to some degree or another to prove that you're using this time of quarantine well. And that pressure can take on many different forms as a parent or an employee, or whether it's learning a new skill or something. There's this sense of the pressure to do this right. I saw something the other day about Mozart wrote such and such a sonnet while he was in quarantine, or Einstein figured out the theory of relativity while he was in quarantine. And there's this pressure of kind of, what are you doing with this time? Are you gonna really maximize this time and achieve all that you need to achieve during this time? And at least for me, what I sense is that it brings a real voice of shame into and kind of heaps on top shame on top of an already difficult and profoundly disorienting season. And the vehicle for that shame really is comparison. That because my inbox and everything you click on and you see on TV is telling you how to do this, how you should be navigating this, what you should be doing with your time. It has my eyes oftentimes fixed on how others are doing this, and not in a productive way, like in a collaborative way where I can say, oh, hey, that's a creative idea, but really in a pressure-filled way, the pressure to get it right and to do it right, to kind of get the lesson that I'm supposed to be getting during this time. And with my eyes kind of fixed via comparison on how everyone else is telling me to do this, it really keeps my eyes many days distracted from being fixed on Jesus. And really two things, kind of I miss two things when my eyes aren't fixed on Jesus that comparison can't give me. 2 Corinthians 10 says that when you compare yourselves with yourselves, that's not a wise thing. So when I'm spending all my time with my eyes fixed on comparison of how everybody else is telling me how to do this, what I miss in that when I look to the eyes of Jesus and fix my eyes on him is I don't receive two things from him that I desperately need in this time, and that's compassion and I need conviction. I need compassion and I need conviction. And first off, compassion. Man, do we need it. The Lord, it talks about this in Lamentations. I'll read this at the end, that his compassions or his mercies are new every morning. And it's because of his great love that we're not consumed. And so I desperately need the Lord's compassion in this time, primarily so that I can first and foremost be compassionate towards myself, and then be compassionate towards those that are in my life and those that I come in contact with. I need the Lord to be compassionate with me, and I can't let him be compassionate with me if I'm looking to everything else to tell me how I should be experiencing or navigating this. And when I look to the Lord and I receive compassion, or I receive his love, then actually after receiving his love, I can receive conviction, which is, Lord, would you guide me now in what really needs my heart's attention my mind to be captivated and thinking on. I need compassion and I need conviction. And comparison, at least for me, it seems like it's been the thief of those two things, and keeping my eyes fixed on Jesus. And then we also have this enemy. If you're not awake to this yet, I just encourage you, come awake to it. We have this enemy who loves to collaborate with that comparison and confuse us. And he desperately doesn't want you to go to the Lord for the compassion that you need right now. But the insecurity that gets awakened in us through comparison, I think the enemy loves to come in and to leverage that as the Lord's voice. What I mean by that is I can have this sense, hey, I'm not doing this right. I need to be doing this a different way. And then all of a sudden, my voice of saying that becomes the Lord's voice, which is yeah, you're not doing this right. That's not just what I'm saying to me, it's what the Lord is saying to me. And it's hard to come to the Lord, not only for compassion, but conviction, if I have this general sense that he's really displeased with me, and he's disappointed with me, and he thinks I'm not doing this correctly. And so we have to take that thought captive spiritually and make it obedient, like 2 Corinthians 10 says, to Christ. And remember, what the gospel says is that there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. And so I'm coming to him not for a lesson, but I'm coming to him to be loved and to be led out of the place that I'm in into how he's calling me to walk in this day by day. And so when I come to him, what do I get? I get compassion first, and then I get conviction. So this is Lamentations 3:21 through 24. This is the passage that I've been meditating on. It says this: "Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. For his compassions, they never fail. They are new every morning." And that means they're available and we daily need them. "Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, and therefore I will wait on him." So I'm praying for that for us, that we wouldn't get lost in comparison or in the pressure to prove that we're using this time well, that we would keep coming to Jesus, sitting at his feet, and receive both the compassion that we need from him for the difficulty of all of this, and then the conviction that we need from him. How are you leading me to walk in all of this, and not get lost in the trap, the spiritual trap that the enemy would love to drag us into and use. So love you guys, thinking about you often, and